Hello, kids. And welcome. Yeah, welcome. I'm gonna talk about, my most unanswered question of them all yet. Um, you do know that okay, you guys don't know, but I love the Sonic series. I love the Sonic games. I love the characters. I love Sonic. You know, Sonic '06 is my favorite game. And I really didn't like Rivals, but there was one kid who really stuck out on Rivals, and it's that same kid that was in '06. His name is Silver the Hedgehog, and that's the picture of him on the screen. I drew the picture. Yes, it's poorly drawn. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not. I can't draw the Mona Lisa, but at least I spent my measly 2 hours on that picture. Alright? And I drew that picture because, I was happy that Silver was coming back to the franchise. I jumped for joy. But the only thing is that they're going to become a new voice actor, which I love Silver just the way he is. Silver is my favorite character. He is the most kick-ass male teenagers on the show. He is the prime example of, one, not all hedgehogs have to look like Sonic, and two, meaning male hedgehogs, and two, not all male teenagers, teenagers in general have to be the same. Let's look at Sonic. Sonic, I love him, alright? He's a cool guy. He's not my favorite character. Okay, my favorite character is someone other than Sonic. Okay? Alright. Sonic is very stereotypical teenage boy. Very cool, radical. He's got the dude, alright? He's the only one that should have that, but I'm not a really big fan of characters that have to be exaggerated. Like Amy Rose, she's a very exaggerated Jonas Brothers type fangirl. She's like, "Marry me, Sonic, marry me." She sounds like what most Justin Bieber fangirls and Jonas Brothers fangirls are like today. Silver, on the other hand, he's not exaggerated. He has something that most male teenagers don't have, and that's, a childish side. In my theory, if you are under the age of 18, you are still considered a child. I'm 17. I'm still considered a child. And yes, I call everybody kid, without knowing their age. But that's just my theory on what's in the youth category and what's not. Silver's a child, and at least he acts like a child, and he has his charm, and yeah, this kid is very unappreciated, He's not a stereotypical teen, like I said, he's got childish behavior, and he can get away with it because, he's a kid. In all actuality, it adds really good charm to his personality. Just look, weapons and being cool, radical, gnarly, dark, show off, perfect, action girl, arrogant. It doesn't make you cool. It doesn't make you it doesn't make you a hero. That doesn't have to have characteristics of a hero. Having a sense of justice, compassion for the people you're saving makes you a hero. The one kid that I can compare Silver to is Brick from the Rowdy Rough Boys. Have you ever seen the Powerpuff Girls? The Powerpuff Girls have their own, alternates. There's Brick. He's got a cap on. He looks like Blossom, but he's got his mullet. Brick. I can compare him to Brick because Brick is a natural born leader. He's got Captain Kirk, Machiavelli, all mixed in one bowl. Silver is the same way. He's Captain Kirk, Machiavelli, but he's Trunks, also mixed in one bowl. I don't know who Trunks is, but everybody says he's like Trunks, so I'm gonna say Trunks, alright? Okay. And the really big thing that Silver should get respect for is because he's the type that will accept you for who you are. He has compassion for you. Like if he saw that you were being picked on, you know, he would be in your defense because, I think he's been through something like that too. They need to give Silver his own game, his own backstory, without Miss Perfect around. I'm gonna discuss her later, but this is Silver, alright? Silver has a lot of compassion. Like, he'll protect you from the likes of the cool kids, the ones that will most likely make fun of you. Most people can relate to Silver, and I believe he should get more respect than Shadow, Sonic, Blaze, Jet, Storm, Wave, and Shade. And yes, I said Sonic, right? I don't think that he should get more respect than Sonic, but I respect him more than Sonic, alright? He's different. He doesn't look like Sonic. I don't understand why everybody thinks Silver looks like Sonic. He looks nothing like Sonic. He doesn't even have his structure. Yes, he's got the 2 spines on his back and he's got a fart chart tail and everything. But look at his head and look at it compared to Sonic's and Shadow's. Sonic and Shadow both have the 6 stripes and 3 stripes on one side, 3 on the other one. And if you ever see the 3D model, he has a stripe in the middle. Not stripe, a spike. Why am I saying stripe? It's spike. He's got a spike in the middle, along with that top one. So, top one. Well, actually, it's not 3 on the side, it's 2. So, yes, it is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 6 spikes. Silver only has 2 very long ones on the sides of his head. He doesn't look like a hedgehog. That's why I respect him. He's a hedgehog, but he doesn't look like one. He's so different. He's got an exotic, different look to him. And yeah. And the thing is about Shadow in particular, he's a Gary Stu. A Gary Stu is somebody who's very overpowered. He has a lot of different abilities. He's invincible. He can never be destroyed, and everybody likes him. That's what Shadow is. Shadow has a lot of different abilities, like Chaos Spear, Chaos Blast, Chaos Control, which is 1 emerald. Alright, Sonic, I don't think Sonic can do Chaos Control, which is 1 emerald. That's from what I've seen in Sonic X. Sonic was surprised. Shadow can do Chaos Control, which is 1 emerald? Who is he? Yeah. Shadow could wipe anybody out, with just 1 switch, he could wipe anybody out. If they just lessen his powers, I'd have more respect for him, because he's just too overpowered. He's the same as all the other teenagers. He's very edgy, Silver is not edgy at all. He's not jiggy with it. He's just a normal child. I can relate to the kid. No, Smarty, I do not have telekinesis, but I can relate to his personality because I'm kind of the same way. Also because, the hatred, because the way we look and everything. That's why I love the kid, He seems like the type that doesn't care what anybody says. And the best person I can compare him to is Big the Cat. I respect them both because at least they don't act like teenagers. Big is 18, but he's more of a kid. Let's just say he's kind of like me. He's a teenager, but with a slow mentality. I'm saying I'm slow too. I have a reason to be slow. All right, but he's kind of slow, and it's not often that you see characters that are slow. Yes, I think Storm is a big ripoff because, between Knuckles and Big, because he's strong and he's slow. All right, and I didn't like him, but Big should definitely get more respect. But we're talking about Silver. Silver needs the respect, and yeah. I really think Silver is a very misunderstood character. He's got a sense of justice. And look at Rivals. Rivals, he's a strong character.